Take a sip.
Look at those tits.
Let them through.
Right? Okay. Yes. Let them flourish.
I don't know.
Yes. There we go.
You said stop hiding them.
Yeah.
Listen to it. They're not hidden. The
You about to
bras
go to
just...
Jamaica? Like you about to flourish?
Mm-hmm. Get a nice little tan.
I don't get tan. Remember, I get breakouts.
That's
We're gonna rub you down with something. I'm gonna make you something before you go.
Some aloe.
You on next week?
Next week, that
Next
Friday.
Thursday. I don't know. I
anyways.
got some stuff.
Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Blind Guys. I am your host, Marley.
I am in a sweater.
I
am Tamara.
And I too wish I had a sweater that would belong to Kamaya.
Okay. So I hijacked the ladies. They don't know what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about?
You wanna know? I wanna know why I have on a sweater. That's really what.
It's kind of hot in here. We talked about this.
No, in here, but outside, if you
It's a little nippy.
live in New England, it's riding a fine line of almost.
It's a
spring.
little nippy, tippy.
You know?
You can freeze your nips off.
All right. So what did you kidnapped us? What are we talking about?
Today, we're talking about sisterhood.
That's so precious. No, you would. You
I
would.
love when I get emotional.
Aw.
Don't act like that.
No, we're not being like that. Okay, so sisterhood.
What about sisterhood? I got
The
mad
traveling-
sisters. Sisterhood, the traveling page.
Oh, like the traveling one now?
I got
I
mad
never
sisters.
seen or read.
I read it.
Red one.
I didn't read it. I saw it.
Neither.
But we're talking about the word sis in itself. Just having, like, what is a sisterhood to you guys? Like, you know how, of course, when we speak of sororities, we know what that sisterhood is like.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it in more terms of, unfortunately, the negative light of the word sis, because it's slowly or kind of on the same playing field as the word bitch. And I'm trying to get away from that.
I was gonna say for who though, because
There's a few ways you could say sis, and it's
but
like
I feel like it's only a small group that does
Right.
that. Because I don't use sis actually. I don't, unless you came out of my mother's womb or my father's sack. I don't use that word sis. Like a sis, that's my sis. No, I have 4 sisters, and I don't even call them sis. You get what I mean? But
you don't even claim your real sister.
I can't walk off, so all I can do is just stare into the distance, like.
But what I mean is, I treat the word sis or sister like people say friends. You don't call everybody your friend, so don't call everybody your sis. You
I
get
agree
what
with
I mean?
that. No, I agree with that.
But the women that I do hear use that word, they use it in an endearment way. I've never heard it negative. Like,
I have seen both. I feel like I
maybe
do.
I just don't like people, so I don't talk to people.
That's fair. I feel like I see it like more on social media when I see people being like, "Oh, sis, please," like, you know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
mean
Like,
them comments?
yeah, but I don't troll. I just
comment that.
I don't troll. I scroll. So
Oh, I like that. I don't
None of my
troll. I
business.
scroll.
As you told me, I mind the business that pays me.
As you should.
But I feel like I see it both ways. I see some people, trying to use it like bitch, like awesome.
Get close.
I'm
Get
sliding
close.
away. I'm sorry.
Sis?
See, that's a term of endearment. See?
How cute.
But the way I see it, the way I sometimes see it, or people be like, "Oh, okay, sis," like, like it's if you read it with that tone, it's like, "Okay, bitch," like, But I also see people being like,
Yes.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, like rooting for people and stuff. Yeah, so I've seen it both ways.
Okay.
I don't use it both ways, but I've seen it both ways.
Okay. I don't know what you're saying. So my question to you two would be, because I don't have sisters. So do you have sisters? She said she got 4. So do you have sisters?
I have approximately
Papa was a rolling stone.
22 to maybe 25.
Wherever he
Half
laid his
sisters.
hat was
It
his
could be
home.
27.
And when he died.
So if you're my sister and you're watching this, hey boo. And yeah,
How will they know?
Y'all all probably got one distinctive look.
I know.
Right?
Eyebrows.
Them
Eyebrows. No.
No, I think
She's
this is
manipulating.
from my mom.
Okay.
No, I haven't. These are my own. But no, I have sisters. I don't really have. There's of all the half sisters that I do have half sisters that I do have. I probably have a decent relationship with one.
Wow. Out of 25.
Or more. Yes. Mostly because I don't know them. I didn't make a point to go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I have
shit, if it was 25, I ain't trying to make effort to know.
But some people do have like a big family like that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people know all of them.
That's
Like
a lot
like,
of people to meet.
I know, but so the upside of it is like if I don't if I don't have a relationship with my half sisters or the ones that would be through blood, I have friends that have become sisters to me. I have friends like.
So what does sisterhood mean to you?
Everything. It means
that just made you chipper.
No, everything. No, it means like being a village for me. Like being a village for like one another. I feel like we lost that term. Like we lost that capability and like the habit of, looking after one another. So I feel like sisterhood for me is watching each other's backs, like being for real genuine, like not telling you what you want to hear, like not, like I'm gonna always have your back, but I'm gonna tell you when you're dead wrong. I'm gonna like tell you the things that you don't want to hear. I'm gonna do what I feel like I would want in a sister. If that makes sense.
I like that.
You have 4. Tell us, how is it? What does it mean?
See, I have 4 sisters, and then I also have a shit ton of cousins that could be sisters. Like,
Right.
we all grew up together.
Yeah.
Same age range. Like, we are all. The age range is not too far apart the way we are all staggered out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good 10 to 15 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well,
It's a lot.
yeah, it's a good amount.
That's a decent amount.
And when I think about me and my sisters, I think about loyalty. I think about mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
I think about trust. And I also think about fellowship. And when I say fellowship, I mean like
In the church.
Like,
no.
Oh.
like wait until exhale fellowship? Like, we just, never mind.
Like,
like they sat around drinking
yes,
wine.
that's what I meant. Fellowship, like where it says-
Fellowship.
I just saw when she.
I know.
No,
I'm like,
that's-
yes, because then if you need me in court to have your alibi.
Fellowship meaning we always make it a point to find a way to come together and just, shoot the shit, kiki, ha ha ha. The good stuff.
That's beautiful.
I do have friends who, I guess, if we're talking the term sisterhood, like I could.
I guess.
Why you
because-
have to do me like this?
We spoke about how I feel about friendships. If you are my friend this time in my life, you are one of my closest friends. You are one of my best friends. In that group, it's 12 girls? And that's fairly large to other people. But these are 12 girls who I've met within my 20s who ain't going nowhere. 20s, they're not going nowhere. Y'all hoes is here to stay. Like,
Well, I didn't plan on leaving, so.
but that's my kind of sisterhood. Because with them, I could still fellowship. We could kiki, ha ha ha, cut the shits together. Like, you know what I mean? We gotta run down on somebody. Like, no one's ever afraid.
we don't have to go there.
We all do it. Like,
Who are you? Like, I thought
She's from Miami.
That's the point.
wait,
That's
you
the
run
point.
down. You ain't you're not run down.
So what was your next question?
Oh, okay. Okay.
What you got on this thing? What does?
If we're speaking on.
Tomorrow's blushing. She done run down last week.
I called her. If we're speaking in terms of friendships,
Mm-hmm.
so you say these girls, we're here, we ain't going nowhere.
No.
Is there a time frame on when, like you can say that, that's my sis, like?
Nope, you do not. I always feel you can't put a time frame on connection.
Mm-hmm.
Time frame and connection don't mix. Because I can know somebody from 20 years and they don't treat me as good as someone I met 4 days ago.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel that. Like, that whole, I've known you for 15, 20 years. You're my best friend. No, you can't put. With age, don't always come wisdom. And I put that on time frames as well. Not everything ages well. So I don't think you need a time frame on how close you are with somebody.
That's a valid point as well. I agree with that. I think I had personal lessons where I never was a person that ran around calling everybody like my sister or whatever like that. But I had experience where I did kind of like not rush into it, but it was a connection thing. It was a bond thing. It was like, yo, this is my dog. Like, okay, we're gonna be dogs forever. Like, you know, you're my sister. Like, that's it. Cool, boom. And when shit actually fell apart, and like I really didn't know what was happening, I was like, yo, like that felt like that. It felt messed up because I didn't know. I felt sideswiped.
People don't realize when you break up with a friend, it's worse than breaking up with a man.
It really is. So when I think about it, like
that friend got everything.
Yeah, you know, and it's
you
situations.
Just wanna go in and cut out her womb, like I done.
Ma'am.
It's so angry.
Wait a minute. I was gonna say in situations like that I have to grow from and not be bitter or want to attack, even though I have.
Not me now. This is me back in the day. This is me high school, early college days. There's some people who really you would tell them. You know that friend you've had that you put the time frame on. Like, oh, I know you forever. Like,
you know what? This is crazy.
But I've had those experiences where I do fall out with somebody that, you know, I called my sis like immediately. So I try my best not to let it deter me from feeling a connection with newer people that may make me feel like, yo, I could really call you my sister. So in a sense, I don't think so, but I do now have like kind of limitations or boundaries before I, you know, or, you know, within myself.
I like that. I mean, keeping no boundaries.
Barely. I'm learning them.
What does sisterhood mean to you, Miss
Pop-up
topic? Pop-up topic.
Right though.
I was just asking the questions. Sisterhood to me is about loyalty, honesty, and accountability.
We're one of a kind.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead, Chugs. Go ahead.
So
we're gonna watch The Color Purple one day. That's gonna be a good sister moment.
That's a good movie.
And then we can watch Beloved.
Long.
And then we can watch.
We are not watching. What does sisterhood mean to you?
Sisterhood to me. Sisterhood to me means, you know, someone who's there for you, not just in your good times and your bad times, but like you were saying, someone who holds you accountable for things that you do and not just a yes man, you know?
Ooh. All right,
someone who, you know, like, I feel like
someone that's gonna call you out,
you know, and also be there to console you. Like that's
like, yeah, I called you out, but I love you. That's why I called you out.
A conversation we were having today, and I thought about it. We already walk around with enough jurors. Your sister does not need to be your judge, because you already have 12 people you do not know judging you. Think about it. You already you don't know them. It's just people.
She said we don't know them.
People on a daily are going to judge you in your life. So when you look at your sisterhood, you don't need a jury.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
It's a safe haven. It's a sacred place.
You just need someone to
yourself, for you to be. And it's reciprocated throughout.
That's
most important
very
part
important because if you're constantly, you know, feeding into relationships and watering them and you're not getting nothing from that.
Y'all know how it is when you watering a plant and it ain't growing.
You don't put water on big plants or dead plants.
But that's the thing. You be trying to save that plant.
No.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
You see me. I just
snip.
Let it go. But for me, as far as a time frame, I don't think there is a time frame because I'm a very closed off person. So if you're even able to penetrate a wall to get close to me, I said penetrate.
I look down. Because I'm immature. So
I like that.
I look down because I'm immature. I'm sorry.
If you're able to get through and I'm able to vent to you or even have those moments with you, then I feel like, you know, that bond is
made.
is made. Because for me, like, just recently I met 3 other young women who in a short period of time became like a part of my village.
Any new friends.
They were it. That was
Okay.
it. I just needed those 3, to add to the village.
Keep going.
She all told me, she was like, you can't have no more friends.
Don't you add no more people in there.
You went with 20. This makes 6.
Who said 20?
You said 20.
I said 12.
You said 12 today. The last few episodes when you was talking about your friends, you had like 20 people.
And I said including family. Oh, continue.
Anyways.
This is sisterhood, no bullshit. This is sisterhood. Like, this is it.
Because I was like,
This
is
it, but it is right. And that's
so
the
I
thing.
don't remember what I said. How should I cut a few people off?
But, right. That was a few months ago. But no, like I met 3 Black women who in less than 4 months, like we were hugging in a freaking kitchenette in the middle of work where everybody just walking past us. And it's like, these are 3 different personalities and they just kind of fed into me and nourished me in a way that, not to say prior friends, but like the people that I was still surrounded by were not.
Missing.
Yeah.
Missing it. And I was going to say, you said something and you know how I feel
Was
about
it penetrate?
You know how I feel about, personal space and touch. And I don't like hugs. But I just know in the past couple of years, I've come across some women who have forced me to be embraced. Like they forced, not now. They forced. They forced it upon me, but they also let me know. They also let me know, like, there are some times when you're going to need a hug.
You are going to need a hug, and it is okay.
And it was. I'm working up to it, and I feel like that's a part of sisterhood too, teaching you things that you decided to stay away from.
Okay.
Oh.
Look at you.
Take a deep breath.
I'm fine. Y'all look like y'all in y'all feelings.
No, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
You look warm on the inside.
I am. And this
But no, that's a good thing because we are. I feel like the connotation the connotation of the words bitch and sis are so negative. It's just like, why can't we all just be in this village together? Why can't we all just look out for one another? Why can't we just, ride out? Not every time.
Ride out.
Right? Not every
Why
time.
must we
come through? See,
know
she got me acting all standoffish right
What's
now.
What's your next question? Don't tell me, don't do it.
She's like, you know what, you don't do it.
No, I was gonna say something about examples of sisterhood that I saw on social media. There was a meme of this woman, or not a meme, but like a post, and basically she was talking about how every morning she had to walk down to this bus stop and with her child, and it would be like early in the morning, so it would be dark and it was creepy and blah blah. And she said she would always see this guy like up the street, kind of like just standing there, as she was standing there. And then one day it was like I guess it was raining or something like that, and the guy was rushing out the house. And the woman's like, oh, thank goodness we saw you. Like this other woman, his wife. Yeah. He's like, oh, thank God. I thought we missed you and blah, blah, blah. And the lady who goes to the bus stop, she was confused. She's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, I told my husband to like come out here and make sure that you're okay because we know this area and blah, blah, blah. And, and I just think that that's like beautiful because you don't get to hear that stuff. Like, you don't get to hear that. And there are times like I see, like kids myself while I'm on my way to work and I see them standing by themselves and I want to like, sometimes I do. Sometimes I legit, like I don't stand too close because, you can't, not for real. So, but I'll try to just stay far away enough to be like there.
They know you're there.
You know what I mean? But like they're so young. They look so small. They like, it's like,
sisterhood.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and
mentorship.
Yeah. So, and yeah, but that was one thing I saw. And I was like, I love seeing that story because I was just like, there's enough ratchetry on social media, and I'm just like, I love to see that. And I think I'm seeing more people trying to get people to be like, yo, listen, like we need to stick together, like we need to be more inclusive, or maybe that's just who I follow and I just don't be looking at that. But nonetheless,
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
like you want like-minded people who are going to be a part of this with you. You want people who are understanding of your values, your boundaries, those things surrounding you. Like, you want that. And to even hear of a story where some total stranger is watching out for you,
right?
And it's like, yo, that doesn't happen, but I'm glad that it still does. You know, like,
right?
It's an important thing. It's amazing. So, my final question to you, ladies. Final. How can we actively, as Black women, hold each other down? Like, how can we build this bond, this trust, this connection, this village? How can we do that?
I think when you make examples within your group, that's a start. Like, when you show people how you have a sisterhood with your friends and your group of people, and that you guys conduct yourselves in a certain way, and not even on some, like, you know, you have to be over the top or you have to be like super professional, but just like you're showing the world, like, I have other women of honestly any color, like, because it's not just about, because I have sisterhood with women of non-color, and they're beautiful sisterhoods. They look out for me, they've gotten me jobs, like, you know, they've been a backbone for me. They've been like, so I think it's important to just continue to just try to show that in big spaces. Like, if she's an entrepreneur, like, support one another, like, put each other, and pay when you go. Don't ask for discounts. Like, be, you know, supportive. Treat them like it's a real establishment, it's a business, like just like anywhere else. Like, those type of things.
Especially
I think,
if you're calling me sis.
Right. I think those are the things that are like, you know, put money in my pocket. Like, support me. I'm going to put money in your pocket too. Like, this is a ecosystem. Like, this is, you know. And so I think things like that will definitely help to keep it going or expand it and give people hope to form their own.
What was the question? No.
How can we hold each other?
No, sir.
Not hold each other, but, you know, hold each other down.
I feel like being present.
Okay.
Being present. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one big thing with a lot of people do is they always tend to. I notice in this era we're in. This time we're in, we have a tendency where we want to be all and go above and beyond for others to let people know that we're there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't stop to take the time to check in on how we're doing and check in and see what we need. And before you can save somebody else, you got to make sure you are safe within yourself. You get what I mean?
You don't have to attack me like that, but yes.
So I feel like that's a big thing in sisterhood. You can't be a big sister to somebody else if you don't know how to sister yourself. So I think that's how I feel.
And on that note,
what do you think?
This has been.
I think a combination of those things. Just, you know, accountability, being present, not just in their good times. I think, you know, like a lot of people show up for good times, and I noticed that a lot too, because it's like people will come out and celebrate your events with you, but when it comes down to certain, like, real shit, like your graduation or certain events, you notice more and more who your real tribe is. You know what I mean? Like, the people who you can run to, those are, you know, but yes, the people that you can run to, the people who are going to hold you down, hold you accountable, and, you know, talk shit with you, but also make sure that, you know, you're in line.
Talk shit with you and to you.
That is how we should end.
That is
right.
That is good.
Give you a friend that you could talk shit with and will talk the shit to you.
Yes. And to.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Talks with Wine.
That wasn't so bad. I thought she was about to come with some boo.
Oh, but shout out to LaDon, Shawnee, and Disa. You know, they was holding me down while I was ready to.
Shout out Aaron.
Shout out to your 27. Shout out to my 4.
Shout out to Win.
Yes, Win. All right. Well, thank you. Have a good night. I am your host, Marley.
I am Tamara.
And I'm here.
And I'm still in a sweater.
Come on.
Have a good night, y'all.
Good night.